Loads of fun.
How long have you been in?
We came day before yesterday.
Okay,
So that was like a travel day. Yesterday we went to
So
downtown.
after 9/11, where are you gonna go?
We'll go to the Statue of Liberty
That's nice.
and then see the Wall Street and Brooklyn Bridge. Everything in the same area today.
That's good. And then where?
Then probably it will be night.
Well, nighttime's fun in New York. You gotta have a game plan. Let me help you.
Yeah, sure. Let me know.
Okay, there are 4 of you.
Yeah,
You like Chinese food?
yeah, we do.
Okay, you're gonna be downtown Manhattan. You take an Uber to Chinatown, and you go to 17 Mott Street, M-O-T-T Street. It's going to be one of the oldest Chinese restaurants in New York.
Washington Avenue for 1
And
mile.
there'll be a line. You're gonna get confused because they'll say WOHOP. WOHOP is the name of the place. Now there's going to be one in the basement and one ground level. It used to be one restaurant that became 2 when the brothers had a fight 50 years ago. So what you're going to have to do is make a decision on which one to go into. But the one in the basement is very interesting. Less tables. There will be a line. And the 4 of you leave for $25.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
30.
Nice.
And it'll be a lot of fun.
Okay.
And if you like clams, you like clams?
Not really.
Alright, because their clam and black bean sauce is the best in the world.
Okay.
But you try all the different dishes. You'll see it's not
Continue
like
on
normal
Washington Avenue
Chinese
for
food.
3/4 of a mile.
Okay.
Either one of those, you will have a wonderful, wonderful day, I promise you.
Okay.
And it's good to save money.
Oh yeah. Because this city is really expensive.
Very expensive. Are you going to how long are you in for?
1 week.
Are you going to go to any Broadway shows?
No, they are like way out of our range.
They're out of my league too. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, it pays to go into a little bit of debt and see one show.
Okay.
It'll be a lot of fun for you, your wife, your kids, everybody. You're gonna have a wonderful, wonderful time doing that.
Okay, we can plan that.
Yeah, it's
Probably
expensive.
tomorrow.
You could, but on Broadway,
Yeah.
there's a thing for discount tickets they didn't sell,
Yeah.
and you might be able to get tickets less than half price.
Okay, we can try that.
There's a big ticket thing. You'll see it when you go. You're going to go to Midtown anyway, to Broadway eventually. Or you could go on your phone. There's a thing called StubHub, or New York Broadway discounted, and you might find tickets where all 4 of you could sit together. But even if you could get tickets and all 4 of you can't sit together, go.
In a 1/4 mile, continue on New
Because
Jersey
during the show
120
you're not
South.
going to talk to each other anyway.
Yeah.
But you will have a lot of fun if you do what I'm saying. Do you like Italian food?
We have only tried pizza and that kind of.
You ever try real
pasta.
Italian food? Well, pasta. That's real Italian food.
Yeah, spaghetti, pasta.
You ever have chicken parmesan or veal cutler
Continue
parmesan?
on
Do you
New
like
Jersey
Yes, I
120
did
South for a half
Go
mile.
to Carmine's. 1 dish, 4 people. You only order 1 thing, and you will love it.
Coal mines.
Carmine,
In a 1/4 mile,
C-A-R-M-I-N-S.
use the second from the left lane to keep left at the fork and follow
Okay.
signs for
It's on
Lincoln Tunnel.
46th Street
Okay.
or 44th Street, something like that, off Broadway, and you will have a wonderful meal. It's a little expensive because 1 dish is like $38, but you can feed
Use
4
the second
people
from
on
the
1
left
dish.
lane
It's
to keep
family
left at the
style.
fork.
Okay.
And there's just so many wonderful places to eat and do things. You can have probably one of the
Keep right at
greatest
the fork.
times. And that's, if you think about it, 4 people and
In a
let's say it
1/4
costs
mile,
$60
merge onto
for
New Jersey 3
everything,
East.
that's a bargain
Yeah.
in Manhattan.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, there's a lot to do and a lot to see. You can have a wonderful, wonderful time.
Yep.
9/11 should be very interesting.
Yeah.
Also a little boring.
Oh yeah, some people told me you get sad once you go there.
Well, you get
But I
sad.
said at least I want to go there.
I
once.
was there when it happened.
very unfortunate state now.
Yeah, but you need a real leader, and our president in America is not a leader, he's a loser.
Yeah.
Terrible, man. So those are two places that are way worth it. Chinatown is a must. It's an experience, and you have to keep your video camera on. And there's so many little shops that sell crap, basically. You know, the things you would not need or want. But the kids could get things for $2, $3, and they feel good. They're happy. They got something. You get souvenirs in there, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Look, how many times will you come to New York? And I know it's a very expensive city, but you go to those two places, that'll be cheap enough.
Yeah. So one was the 17 Mott Street, and the other one was
17 MOTT Street. That is that to me is the first place.
Yeah. What was the name of that place?
WOHOP, WOHOP, and your whole family will have a wonderful, wonderful time.
Yeah.
Chinatown, you can have a blast because it's so cheap. You feel rich.
Yeah.
Because everything else costs too much money.
Yeah.
Everything else costs a fortune.
We are not seeing the notification probably because we booked through Lyft.
Oh, you didn't see what? The notification for the car?
No, you were saying that you are not seeing the destination, right?
Oh, no. I have to hit buttons and I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, I see.
It's small print, so I asked.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay.
I mean, the GPS is going to take us where we're going, and I knew it was going to go to Manhattan because that's the way it works when you're a New York driver in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But did I know
In a quarter
where
mile,
Manhattan
merge onto
was?
New
So I
Jersey
gotta ask.
495
Otherwise, I
east.
got to open this, get my
Oh, yeah.
glasses, and try to focus on
I got you.
little tiny print.
I got you.
How old are the kids?
5 and 10.
They
Yeah.
love the city. So you were in yesterday in Manhattan?
Yes, we were
In
there.
800 feet,
What'd you do
merge onto New
yesterday?
Jersey 495 east.
We did the big bus tour. Then we went to the Empire State. And then we saw the Pride Parade. And that's it.
The Pride Parade, my daughter came in from San Francisco over the weekend. She went to the parade too.
Yeah.
But she didn't go to the parade. She went to take pictures because she's a photographer, but she
Continue
went to
on New
buildings.
Jersey 495 east for 2 miles.
Not to the parade. The city was a mess yesterday. A lot
Yeah,
of people,
yeah.
4 million people.
Yeah, it was like full blocked everywhere. We couldn't go to a lot of places we wanted to. So
It's a lot of fun.
yeah, it was a good day though.
Of course it was a
In
good
1.5
day. You're with your
miles,
wife and your
use the
kids.
left
There's
lane to
never a
take the
bad
big
day when
tunnel
everyone's
exit.
together.
Yeah.
It's the days you're apart that are bad. It's good when everyone is a family and has fun as a family and sees things and learns things. I'll give you 2 places to go to that's cheap enough, and you can spend a whole day in each place. One is the Museum of Natural History. I would most definitely go. You're going to love it. Your wife's going to love it. And the kids, if you read what's on each thing, they're going to be amazed at what's there.
Yeah, we plan to go there. The Museum of Natural History. And what's the other thing?
The other one is the Museum of the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Yeah.
So when you're in there and you look at the paintings, you're going to say, oh my God, they look like photographs. The artists from 1,000 years ago, 800 years ago, whatever.
And it is so
500,
detailed.
they
and,
were
yeah.
so
I have
perfect.
seen those kinds of paintings in some other museums as well.
Yeah, but you'll never ever see a bigger display in your life. And the beauty of both the art museum here is it's so big, it's your whole day. And the Museum for Natural History, it's mind blowing. They have pyramids in there that they brought in from Egypt.
Oh,
they
wow.
have they'll have displays of different coins from America and ships that went down. pirate days and stuff like. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, we have something similar in Ontario, Royal Ontario
Oh, of
Museum.
course you do. Every
Yeah.
city has museums.
Yeah.
But these two
But these
museums
ones are,
the
like,
most
special.
famous two of the most famous museums in the world.
Yeah.
You know.
So
you
we
can
are
go to
planning
Paris
to
the
go there
Louvre.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Which one you going to?
probably we'll try to cover both because we want to see as much as possible.
If you come back to the city tomorrow, make Museum of Natural History the first one, because you might find that you're going to stay there all day and it's going to be cheaper. It's not cheap to eat in there, but
we have the New York passes that we purchased online,
Oh,
so it
good.
gives us access to like a lot of attractions.
and there's the Museum of Television in the city. It's probably on your pass. You should find out.
Museum of TV. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting, TV and film or whatever it is. It's really, I've never been in that one, but people come in and they go all the time to see it.
Okay.
There is a lot to see.
And how is that Air and Space Museum?
You know, I've never been. Where is it?
I don't really know, but there is like a big aircraft carrier that is part.
Oh, the Intrepid.
Oh yeah, Intrepid. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting as all could be, but it gets boring very fast. But if you have a pass to it, you're not going to pay extra, right?
Yeah.
Go. Because you'll see a
In a
submarine.
quarter mile,
Yeah.
use the left lanes to
You'll
take the
walk around
Lincoln Tunnel exit.
Yeah.
an aircraft carrier
Yeah.
and the space shuttle
Yeah.
and supersonic jets.
I am actually an engineer, so
Oh,
I am very
you're gonna love
interested in all those
Probably,
things.
you know what I didn't like when I was on the aircraft carrier? They put up these plastic barricades
Yeah.
between the rooms, so you don't get to walk into, into different parts. You could look through the clear glass and you could see.
Use the left lanes
what's
to
in
take
there.
the Lincoln Tunnel
But it's
exit.
more
Then
interesting
continue
if
on
you
to
can
Lincoln
go in
Tunnel.
and touch some buttons. They're not active. What's the difference? You're gonna have a blast there.
Yeah.
Did you drive by the Intrepid yet?
No, which place is it though?
Well, actually, we're gonna
Continue
go
on
by
Lincoln
it.
Tunnel for
Okay.
1.5
so it's
miles.
on the way there.
Yes. Well, I think we're gonna pass it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try to go by it because it's not that far if it is out of the way, so you can see it. We'll go west on 42nd Street. You'll be able to see it because we're gonna get out of this tunnel, and that's one way. We got to go west to go down anyway. And then on Broadway, there's the Hershey candy store, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And you know what you could do? You could take a bus with the whole family to Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Let's say the bus is $25. I'm just picking a number. They're going to give you $25 for each head for gambling. So you gamble that money, you walk the boardwalk, and there's rides. It's very pretty, and a lot of people out there. You would have a lot of fun.
Atlantic City. Where is it?
It's also going to be almost a 2.5, 3 hour ride.
Okay.
2 hour ride, something like that.
Okay.
It's South New Jersey,
Okay.
but it's worth going to.
Okay.
This is unusual this time of year to be in this traffic going in.
Yeah, we were planning to also go to Coney Island. There is a
Coney
park
Island has
for
the park.
children.
No, I went there 60 years ago as a kid.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It also has, where you keep the whales, a big aquarium,
Yeah.
which is interesting to walk through. Do you have that on your pass?
Yeah, we do.
Definitely go.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when you're in Manhattan, you could take the train directly to Coney Island. Don't take a car all the way to Coney Island. Save money.
Okay. Yeah.
But, Coney Island's interesting. I haven't really been there in so many years. I'm old. I don't do that anymore. I don't do much of anything. Just play golf.
and enjoy life.
Mostly. I came out to work because someone went into Jersey. I took them, and then you hit the button. I said, how do? Might as well take it. It doesn't pay well, but
Yeah.
it's better than nothing.
And the New Jersey public transit is really expensive. Yesterday we took the transit. First it was like very inconvenient. You have to stand in line for 1 hour.
But
Second it was like really expensive.
Where did you take the transit to?
We took it from the Port Authority bus terminal to back to our hotel, the Canal Lounge.
What they charge you?
It was $21 for 4 of us. So
Oh, that's cheap.
it's cheap.
$21 for people. You went to Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah.
See, if I took you from New York there,
Yeah.
I would get $40, $45.
Yeah, but
But if I take you from New Jersey to where we're going, I'll be lucky to get $35, $30. It's a big difference in pay. But
probably then rest of the cut is taken by Uber or
yeah,
Lyft,
no,
right?
we don't get much money.
Yeah.
We count on people putting.
Because they would take about 45 from me, from my hotel back down
I'll
to
probably
9/11.
get about 27, 30.
Okay.
And I got a $14 toll.
Yeah.
So minus that, what I make, $13?
$13 is nothing.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Well, we count on people putting tips on the app. I got to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Tips are very important to survive.
Yeah.
We get no tips, we lose.
Yeah.
And this is normally just luxury to ride with me. Normally, a regular car would be a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah. Our Ford Focus, our smaller
A
ones.
small little car.
Yeah.
This is really unbelievably heavy. Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
No, it's a holiday week. A lot of people aren't working. People are away on vacation, just like you.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was busy due to the parade.
No,
but
yesterday
today-
was a madhouse, I assume. I wouldn't have went to the...
We didn't know.
If somebody would have offered me $100 to take them to the city, I'd say, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my sanity.
Yeah. In
But
the
it was
morning,
interesting,
it was
though,
okay,
right?
yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
video the parade?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's pretty wild stuff.
Yeah. But I didn't get any time to watch that footage yet.
Well,
Probably
yeah,
after
you
my
know,
vacation, I will sit down and compile
Here's the
everything.
deal. When you're taking pictures
Yeah, you don't
or
watch
you're
that.
videotaping, you're not really experiencing something. Your camera is.
Yeah.
The object is like people who go to the wildlife and different things like that. Taking pictures is wonderful, but if you're looking at it, you're experiencing it, not looking at it when you're home and say, oh man, I didn't see that. But the camera did.
Yeah. But the upside is that at least you have those memories. If you just watch it once, if you don't repeat it, you
know
will
what?
probably
I'm
forget
older,
that.
and I gotta be honest, I don't
Head east toward
recall
Port Imperial Boulevard.
Yeah.
looking at pictures that we even took, and I'm with my second wife, 14 years ago on my honeymoon. I don't even look at those pictures.
Yeah. Weather is nice these days. Not very warm.
I
not
was
very
in Long
cold.
Island yesterday and the day before, and the day before that I was in Long Island for 2 nights, and it was so hot. I went to a wedding Saturday night. They had the cocktail hour, which is where you get all the different foods
Yeah.
outside. I took some food, I took a bite, I said I can't eat, it's too hot to eat out here.
It was humid.
Oh my God, it was on the water too. It was very humid, very hot, very uncomfortable. Great wedding. But I would have put the cocktail hour inside, not outside. When it's almost 90 degrees, how do you expect people to stand outside and eat? It's almost impossible. I couldn't even eat my dinner.
Yeah.
And that was inside, and the air conditioning was good, but there was 3 hours outside, 2 hours outside was too much. But it was a blast of a wedding.
Since we are from warmer origin, so we generally like warmer weather.
Well,
So it was like perfect for us.
I like warmer weather, but when I was playing golf Saturday morning, I was out in the Hamptons playing golf. It felt like 100 degrees, no exaggeration. The sun was beaming, there was no shade, no clouds, no anything. We barely finished 9 holes before we quit. It was too hot to even do that.
How is the weather today? Is it going to be better?
No,
than
this whole
yesterday?
week is going to be good. They say it's going to rain, but it's not going to rain steady. It's going to be on the 4th of July. We'll get some rain, showers. Nothing steady. Nothing to ruin your day.
Yesterday we experienced like a storm kind of rain suddenly came. Within 10 minutes everything was wet and then it went away.
When I was going to you, just before I got your call, I called my sister.
Yeah.
There was, in Long Island, her neighborhood, somebody died. There was 60-mile-an-hour winds. Trees were broken. Her umbrella broke.
Yeah.
They had a blackout all night long, no power. They had a very, what do you call it? Very rough night.
Yeah.
I can't get over how much traffic is going into the city now.
So this tunnel is called Lincoln Tunnel.
This is the Lincoln Tunnel. We have 3 tunnels that connect to Manhattan. 4 tunnels. How do you like that? The other tunnel from New Jersey that connects to Manhattan is called the Holland Tunnel. At this point, I'm sorry I didn't head there because I could have beat this stuff. I don't think both tunnels are this bad.
It's more towards north.
Well, we're in the middle right now. Literally in the middle of Manhattan. But the Holland is not north, it's south. But
south,
this was
okay.
saying this is the fastest way. So maybe the Holland Tunnel is backed up too.
Oh yeah, probably.
And so you got from New Jersey, you got the Lincoln and the Holland Tunnel. From Brooklyn, you have the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. And then from Queens, you got the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Now from New Jersey to Manhattan, you got the George Washington Bridge. And if you're down further and you want to go into Brooklyn or Staten Island, which a lot of people do, you have the Gotham's Bridge, the Bayonne Bridge, the Outer Bridge. There are 3 bridges that connect where I live into Staten Island.
There is a big bridge.
George Washington
That's
Bridge.
the George Washington one?
Right, but the longest bridge in New York, Suspension Bridge. It used to be the world's longest, the architect, the engineer.
Yeah.
The world's longest suspension bridge, I don't know if it still is, was the Verrazano Bridge. Bless you. Which, as of last year, they finally spelled the name correctly. It had the wrong name spelled on it for years. It said Verrazano, but it was spelled wrong.
Yeah. Yesterday when we were on top of the Empire State, I saw that bridge. And I was thinking, like, which bridge is that? It looks really
here's
big.
the interesting part. Staten Island, Bay Street, has all the outlet stores, good restaurants, not overly expensive. They have a whole historic area, 2 historic areas. One is by Bay Street. So, and plus the ferry that goes there is interesting. You ferry past the Statue of Liberty into Staten Island. And you have to, Google what's there before you go and plan directions. But you go to the outlet stores and you hit the historic town is interesting.
And how does the parking work in Manhattan area? Like, is it really expensive to park?
I went to a party last Saturday night in Midtown. I just looked at my bill the other day because we didn't look at the credit card charge. $42.
For how many hours?
90 minutes.
90 minutes. Wow.
They charged me for a full night, I think.
Oh.
I asked my wife when she was paying, how much is it? And she goes, I don't have my glasses, so we never looked. If I would have looked, I would have said, you say $10.46 an hour on your son. Why am I paying $42? They robbed us.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we were too lazy to look. And not only that, my friend had a parking spot right in front of where we were going, was all this legal parking. But there's nothing I could do about it.
Yeah.
Too late, paid for it, forget about it.
Yeah.
Which I did till you asked about parking. You know what else is in Midtown? I don't think you got to pass to that. Madame Tussauds Wax Factory.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it on your pass?
Yes, it is.
Go.
Yeah. I want to see that, yeah.
Oh, you should see that.
Yeah.
I've never been. A friend of mine calls me up. He goes, I just saw Morgan Freeman on the street. Morgan Freeman, I don't know if you know who he is.
I know. He's a movie star.
Yeah.
One
So
of
my
my
friend
favorites.
goes, I
yeah.
saw him on the street. There were a lot of people around him. I go, where'd you see him? He goes, on 42nd Street by Broadway. I go, you didn't see Morgan Freeman. He goes, I go, you saw Morgan Freeman, but you didn't see Morgan Freeman. Sometimes they put the wax statues outside. So a statue.
They're so realistic and people think that the person is standing there. Yeah.
It's definitely real.
They have a big collection in there.
I've never been in, but I assume it better if they're charging.
They have these museums like in all major cities, tourist attractions around the world. They have it in Paris, in London, here in New York.
Yeah, well, Madame Tussauds is from Paris, actually.
Yeah,
And they're big in England, too.
yeah.
It's a tourist spot, that's all it is.
Yeah.
You get New Yorkers, they'd have to be drunk to go in, but they'll go in.
That's a good one.
It's true. Wonder if there's a broken down car in here.
Probably, yeah. Or an accident.
Well, hopefully not an accident. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to see anyone have
Even
any
if there is
misery.
like a,
You know, when you're on the road and you
Yeah.
hit a lot of traffic and there's an accident, people, I think tunnels ending, and people are looking at the accident. When I pass an accident,
Yeah,
I
you look the other
I
way.
look the other way. I don't want to see anyone else's misery.
yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
But you know what? We'll go to 42nd. We'll make the left. If it's not too bad, we'll see. And we'll try to pass the Intrepid so you can see it because it should be in plain sight, I think, from there. Now, if we were in that lane, we wouldn't pass the Intrepid because they'd come to the right and go that way. But we'll be fine.
Head east on New York 495 East, then take the 36th Street exit.
So 5 years old, so you got one going into the first grade?
Yes, he
And
was.
the other one's
yeah.
in, let's
She's
see,
going in
5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Take
kids
the
are
36th
adults.
Street exit,
Yeah.
then continue straight on to Dyer
My
Avenue.
daughter flew in. I took her to the airport this morning. She flew in from San Francisco. I picked her up Friday morning. No, Thursday night. Thursday morning. That was it. I didn't work Thursday.
Head southeast.
It was nice.
In 300 feet, continue on to Dyer Avenue. Continue on to Dyer Avenue, then turn left onto West 41st Street.
We'll take an extra block so we can see the Intrepid. And then you can make a decision if you want to go there later or not. One block, I'll give you the site. If it's not too bad to get that one block. No, it shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be good. What time do you have reservations at the memorial? Is that
Turn
how it
left
works?
onto West
No, I
41st
think
Street.
you don't need any reservations since it's like a museum.
Well, I don't know. People tell me they make
Reservations.
Yeah, but
There are certain places you need to make reservations, but not all of them. Most of them are like tours or walking tours because the spots are limited, so they ask you to make the reservations.
Yeah, well, isn't that a walking tour or no?
No, it's just like you just go in and walk yourself.
You know what? We can't even go go to 42nd because it's so much traffic. I don't see any cars going that way, which means very few cars are not moving. This is 41st, I guess we'll turn. Otherwise, that extra block will take an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah, don't bother about that. Yeah.
Maybe we could see when we go west on 41st to 11th, because it's such a big ship. I take ships from here all the time, actually.
Yeah, yesterday
In
we
a
saw
quarter mile,
Royal
turn
Canadian
left onto
was
11th
parked.
Avenue.
I take Norwegian from here to Bermuda 3 times.
Yeah.
I cruise from here if I can, because I bring my car, I park on the side of the ship, I pay the $300 for the week, and the car's parked, and when I get out of the car, I'm on vacation, and when I come back and I get off the ship, I'm already on my way home. Because there could be 2,000 people getting off a ship and looking for taxi cabs and Ubers.
Yeah.
It's too much effort.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't have enough effort for that. Yeah, look at the mess. City is a big, big mess today. Wow. Very surprised. I thought it would be complete. I was talking to my friend who was working this morning. He said the city was empty.
It doesn't look like empty anymore.
Well, it doesn't look. Although
left
we
onto
gotta get
11th
away from
Avenue.
this immediate area, then it'll be empty. And then it'll be heavy where you're going. There'll be a lot of people there. You have waters, kids? You got waters for the kids?
Yeah, we got.
Okay, make sure you got snacks.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the only thing you have to buy them is what we call in New York a dirty water hot dog. Because they're boiled in the water. Who knows if they're chicken? But it's a tradition. You ever eat a hot dog?
Yeah.
All right, hot dog, mustard, sauerkraut, or however the kids will eat it. You got to get them a hot dog.
Yeah.
It's part of being in New York.
Yeah. My daughter really likes it, but son doesn't really like it.
Well, get him a potato knish. He likes potato.
Yeah, he does.
They have knishes too. They taste very good.
Okay.
I was wondering why he was going up the one way the wrong side. He's got a siren on. I'm in shock that there's so many vehicles here right now. This is when traffic's not supposed to exist.
Yeah.
But we'll be at the memorial in 15, 18 minutes. We're as close as I could get you. I think it's going to make it where I leave you and you got to cross the street to walk across.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to do. What are you doing back there, kids? What are we playing with?
He dropped the bottle.
I thought he was playing with all the buttons. We got a lot of buttons back there. I know I'd play with them if I was sitting there and it wasn't my car. 'Cause that's what kids are supposed to do.
But they are generally well behaved.
Well, your kids seem to be very well behaved. I was a bad kid. I was a problem child.
Yeah. My mother used to cry when I was a kid.
My mother we were teenagers, we bothered my mother. She used to smoke cigarettes. She had this big crystal ashtray on the table.
Yeah.
And one day she threw it across the room saying, and missed us, and it broke. And she goes, wait till your father gets home. Man, that was enough, she had to say, to scare us all. See, you can't see it, but it's that way, and one or two blocks to the other side. I wish I could have got you to a position to see it. But if I went straight, there's no left turn at the end.
I see. You would have to
I would have had to make a right and then take you all the way
yeah.
around. It would have took too much of your time just to see something from it. I suggest you do it with the kids.
Yeah. Okay.
It's look, it's free anyway at this point. You might as well see everything that's free.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows just food and what are they charging for the hotel over there?
We booked it like 2 months in advance.
How much a night?
Continue on 11th
On
Avenue
average,
for
it was
3/4 of a
around
mile.
$80 per night.
Oh, that's cheap. That's a good deal. I just spent $252 for one night in a very uncomfortable hotel.
Yeah. And this is like for 4 of us, so it's
Well, there were 3 of us in one
Yeah.
room. I had my
Okay.
daughter, but the bed was so small. And even with the air conditioner, it wouldn't go lower than 68. I needed it even cooler, and it was hot. I was sweaty. But then again, I didn't get to the room till after midnight. And by 12:40, I turned off the TV. I was fast asleep. This is the Jacob Javits Center, which apparently there's nothing going on now, but they have a lot of extras. They have the yacht show, the boat show, the car show, and also business shows, you know, like the dry goods and jewelry. But there's nothing there to see if there's nothing, you know. Now, if we go a block and a half to the left here on the street that's closed, then we're at my wife's office, where she is right now.
You don't want to do that.
No, no. My wife's a hard worker.
So how is the subway system here in New York? We haven't tried it yet.
You know, I gotta be honest, I even when I was younger, I barely ever took the trains. I didn't like them. And a few years ago, my brother owns a big rock and roll company, does a lot of concerts. He had one at the Beacon Theater, so my wife and I parked our car by the Beacon. She goes, let's take the train to Columbus Circle. It was cold. We get in there. I'm leaning against the wall. I'm so afraid. And it didn't smell like I heard it would smell. It was nice. It wasn't bad, but I can't say everything's like that. I was Midtown West, from really good area to a really good area. So both train stations were beautiful, you know, immaculate. But I don't know if you're going to Coney Island. It's probably going to be clean enough. It might be an experience. You go to Coney Island. You take your cash out of your wallet, your money. Even here, don't put your money in your wallet. You leave your money in your front pocket, where you can feel, and you make sure your wallet is where nobody can take it.
Okay.
Because no matter what you think, there are going to be people who can pickpocket you in this city.
Oh.
In 1,000 feet, keep
Especially
right to
when you
stay
go to
on 11th
Brooklyn.
Avenue.
Okay, thanks.
And the
for-
reason you leave your money in your front pocket is, God forbid, somebody wants to take what's yours. You give it to them, your money's still in your pocket.
It's,
Never fight anybody in for anything. You know, you got the kids. Your life is too valuable right now.
Even if I don't have kids, still my life.
Yeah,
is
me
very
too.
valuable.
Me too.
So,
I don't fight with.
So yeah.
I remember there were about 8
Keep
of
right
us,
to
7
stay
of
on
us.
11th Avenue,
We were
then
all
use
about
any lane
18,
to turn
19
slightly
years
left to
old.
stay on 11th
We
Avenue.
came into the city. We're in Times Square, and Times Square was a dump then. It was disgusting. And
Use any lane
a
to turn
little
slightly left to stay on 11th
African-American
Avenue.
kid
Then use any lane to turn slightly left to stay
comes
on
up to
11th
us.
Avenue.
and that truck is dangerous. And pulls out a big machete. He goes, give me your money. And there were 7 or 8 of us. 7 or 8 big, over 6-foot guys, all ran 6 directions. Kids standing there cracking up, laughing at us because we all ran away. He couldn't rob us, but it was so funny how these big guys ran away.
Yeah. It's better to run away.
I'd say it's better to run and live another day.
Yeah.
I don't fight with anybody.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I knew the difference between being stupid and not.
Yeah. The sooner you know, the better.
Well, yeah, it's important to know tolerance is the virtue.
Yeah.
So what's it like living in Canada? I haven't been there in almost 50 years.
We immigrated to Canada in 2012,
From India?
Pakistan.
Ah.
So I came as an international student there. So I did my PhD at Hudson University.
And you became a citizen in Canada?
Yeah, then I became a citizen.
Good. It's got to be better than Pakistan at this
Oh,
moment.
of course.
I got to tell you, I have a friend who I talk to every day who came here from India about 25 years ago. He is, without a doubt, the most racist person
Use
I
any
ever
lane
met
to
in
turn
my
slightly
life.
left to stay
I go
on
to him,
11th
I go,
Avenue.
you always, and I said to him, I go, you know, I always thought people from India were so nice and polite. What happened to you? I go, why do you, if a cab driver cuts him off, I go, that Bengi. I go, how do you know he's from Bangladesh? Well, he'll go, that package. I go, how do you know he's a Pakistani? What, you stop and ask him after he cut you off? If he sees a truck driver, in his mind, every truck driver is not white. He sees a bus driver, he thinks they're all white. I don't know what goes on.
Yeah.
But, so I play golf with a guy from India who's very dark-skinned, and we were on the course, and these kids came on, they didn't belong there, and they started screaming racial slurs at him. And he goes to me, he goes, I don't get it. I'm not black. And I leaned over and I gave him a kiss on the cheek. I go, you're good. You was so dark. He goes, but I'm not black. I go, listen. I go, you're black. But these kids are wrong. If you want to take my cart, chase him and hit him with a club, go ahead. But he was funny. Very polite guy. He's one of my good friends who I play golf with.
Yeah.
But I was in shock with the guy from India. I got to be honest. That's not what I heard. I always thought, you know, like you, polite person, different country, but a polite. But that's what I thought people were.
Yeah.
Continue on 11th Avenue for a half mile.
My cousin actually just went to India for 3 weeks on a tour. A 3-week tour. He's retired. He's old. I said, why'd you take a tour? He goes, because it was more structured and we got to see everything. He goes, the other way you're gonna miss too much. You're gonna get lazy and not show up.
Yeah, that's true.
When I go to Italy next year, I'll take a tour of everything, and then I'll go to the Greek islands. I'll do it by boat and take tours from the boat.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the big trip.
Yeah, because if you try to plan everything and you are not a local,
no, you don't know anything.
You
It's
don't
like
know
coming
anything.
here. The two places I told you, like the one place to eat, Wohop,
yeah,
you're getting it from a New Yorker that you're going to enjoy yourself.
yeah,
And you're also going to have money left in your pocket. Put it this way, I think eating in Chinatown is cheaper than eating at McDonald's. Because McDonald's, you go in there, you got 4 people, it's going to be $32, $8 a head.
yeah,
As a minimum. Because you eat in Chinatown, you eat something you never had before. Or you eat something you have had before, made differently, because this Chinatown is the best in the world.
So yesterday we were at this route on the big bus. They
In a
told
quarter
us
mile,
this
continue on
place
West Street.
is where the Titanic was supposed to eventually end up.
Yes.
This gate.
As a matter of fact, is it worn out? There used to be a thing, this thing right here. It used to say Star, S-T-A-R Corporation. Now, Star Corporation owned the line the Titanic was on. The Titanic never got here, though.
Yeah,
Left England and sunk in. Put it this way. There's no way in
Continue
the world
on
that I
West
would
Street
take
for
a
2 miles.
cruise through Alaska. I saw the
not
movie.
even these days.
Not even. I saw the movie. That's it. It was enough.
Yeah, the North Passage has opened up, so there are many cruises which are going
I'm not doing it.
above
And
Canada.
believe me, I've done over 20 cruises. I'm not
Okay.
doing that.
Okay.
I'm staying where I can live.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's important.
Now, no matter what you see on the street, besides a hot dog or some chicken and rice is good, always $5-6 a plate, and you stand and eat it. That's worth eating. But somebody wants to sell you something
On the street. Don't
on the
buy.
street, and you. No, I'm not talking about food. I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
like CDs,
a watch or
a
CD.
watch or
First of all,
something.
who has CDs? Do you even have
No.
CD? I don't. Do you
No
even
one
have a
uses them
DVD
any-
player anymore?
No, it just came with my like Xbox and PlayStation,
Yeah, but
I
so
don't have like a
you're using
dedicated one, and I never
You're
use
still
them.
playing with your Xbox and PlayStation. Shame on you. Unless you're playing with them.
No, I enjoy
Let me tell you,
playing games.
I was on one of these machines years ago.
Okay.
I'm playing a game called Russian Attack or Top Gun, one of these things. And I'm at this thing 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I got like 30 lives. I'm ahead of the game. And within 3 minutes, I kept losing my lives, and then it ended. And I'll never forget what I did. I unplugged the machine, called my son downstairs. I said, "Here, this is yours. I'm never playing it." I never played again. It was, imagine killing almost 3 hours of your life and never beating and being at the end. What am I going to start again? It took 3 hours to get to that point.
There was no resume button.
There was nothing. It was terrible.
Yeah, these days games are better now. You can basically continue the story where you left off.
I had a game where it had a gun to it, and it was a western town, and it was real movie footage. It was great. That one I would have kept, but it broke. The other ones, never again.
Yeah.
Now this is Canal Street here. We're all the way west now. All the way east by Bowery, which is about a mile east, is Chinatown. And also Little Italy. I recommend Chinatown, and I recommend Little Italy too, but Chinatown's cheaper, and you're a family of four, and you know, there's never, you gotta have nights where you're spending less than $50 for dinner.
Yeah.
Because your average dinner's gonna run you over 100 with 4 people.
Yeah. That's
And then they're not gonna eat what you order them, and you're gonna stay, you know, those little I spent $20, you're not eating this.
yeah.
But you know, you should try. You know, it's a great
Yeah.
cruise with
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah.
What's great with the kids is a cruise.
Yeah.
Now,
Circle
if
line ones.
you can order,
Yeah.
you could tell the cruise you only like food from Pakistan, and they'll give you a menu of Pakistan food, or you could say I like food from India. And they'll make sure that certain nights you'll have that kind of food, and then they have specialty restaurants, and the food is always good. But the best part is, even if your kids don't eat, you don't care, because
It's
this
a buffet
24 but this 24-hour pizza. Go eat a piece of pizza.
Yeah.
Go get ice cream. Who cares? You're on vacation.
It's 24-hour pizza.
Yeah, on the ships. And you know how big the ships are? They are so big. They're as long as a city block.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, by the time you find your way back to your room and you know your way back after walking around, you know what that is? The last day of your cruise.
Yeah.
What's this say? I can't say. It has nothing to do with you. It's just
Square, get real-time access to your funds.
I do that already. That's why does it stay there? Send you an email.
Just swipe it to the-
Oh, is that how you do it?
Yeah, just swipe it.
I'm just gonna delete it.
Okay.
But so I could just slide.
Yeah, if you slide, it will go away. You can take care of it later.
Get rid of it later.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for telling me.
At least you won't be
Where
distracted
were you for
from
the last 5 years? Well, I don't want anything in the way. I want to be able to see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And put people where they belong, and then go home.
Yeah, it took a long time.
Yeah. Well.
My recording is at like 48 minutes. So.
Oh well, you should have turned that off. What are you wasting your whole battery for?
Oh, it's
you didn't,
okay.
You didn't get to the museum. You didn't get to the
Oh,
ferry.
I have like 3 of these batteries. They lost all day.
How many hours can you fit on this?
Around 8-10 hours.
8-10 hours.
Yeah. So I can still fit in 7 hours in the
So
evening.
let's say you get 10 hours of film.
Yeah.
I guarantee you're going to be sitting at home. You'll put it on whatever you're putting it on. You're going to just sit there and fast forward. And then you're going to have to edit it.
I generally don't watch my own footage all the time. But I also happen to have a YouTube
When
channel.
my
as
son
well.
turned 13, I threw him a bar mitzvah. We're Jewish. It was a $20,000 party.
Yeah.
The pictures came, I looked at it. It's been 16 years since I looked at the pictures. I don't even see the DVD anymore. I don't even have a DVD machine.
Yeah. Do you sometimes see YouTube videos
Yeah,
on
of
computer?
course.
Yeah.
You want to see something great on YouTube, if you got a good sense of humor, you look up Don Rickles. He is America's funniest comedian. He picks on everybody, so his racism is not racism. He picks on white, black, green, blue, whatever you are. But he's from the he started in the 1950s.
So if you are racist towards everybody, then you're not a racist?
No, because he does it in a way, he'll, I actually saw him live.
Okay.
And there was a young African-American couple sitting in the front row. Now, he left those 2 front row seats empty on purpose. So people would sneak in so he could pick on them. And he comes out, he goes, "Who are you two? Who'd you rob? You don't look like you could afford these seats." And he went right into it. He's great. He's funny. But most of all, he's lovable.
Yeah.
When Frank Sinatra, you know Frank Sinatra?
Turn right.
Yes.
Huge star in his day.
Yeah.
Don Rickles was at a restaurant. He walked by Frank Sinatra's table. He said, "Mr. Sinatra, I'm here with a young girl. Could you come by the table and just say hello to me as if you know me?" So he goes back to his table, and Frank Sinatra comes by the table, and they're eating dinner. And he goes, "Hey, Don, how you doing?" He sticks out his hand to shake Don Rickles' hand, and Don Rickles goes, "Frank, can't you see we're eating? Don't you have any manners? Go away." Now, for Frank Sinatra, who was the world's biggest star, like the Beatles, just the world's biggest star, for him to do that to him, that is funny.
Yeah.
We're going to make a turn here. You're going to have to walk across. I want you guys to be very careful. You got the kids. Make sure that they're always holding your hand.
Yeah.
They gotta hold hands. Today, some parents get the hook thing, and they, you know, the kids get distance, but not too much. Well, it's important because the world is not what it was when I was a kid, and it's certainly not what it was when you were a kid.
Turn right onto Liberty Street, then turn right.
Actually, rather than crossing in the street, I don't know if this thing will work. What I'm telling you to do is walk across in the sky.
We can do that.
Also at 34th Street and 10th Avenue is that new Hudson Yards, which is too expensive to eat, but it has that staircase with 2,000 stairs going up and down. And people go there just
Turn
to
right
walk.
toward Liberty
just to
Street,
lose
then
weight.
make
And there's also the walk. It attaches to Hudson